I hope this far we've kind of tried going through limited information and very summarized information through the NBTI and the four-letter thing. And maybe you listened to that and probably you were putting your letters down together. And maybe if you didn't, you probably need to go to listen and now in each after each say, okay, I think I probably tend to be an I, and then maybe S, and maybe F, and maybe J. And then you can ask people, what do you think? Can you describe me? How would you describe me? And ask a few of your friends. And then those who describe you differently, ask them, okay, what makes you say that? And they'll tell you, hey, the other day you came and you're so excited, you're talking about this, and then you kept talking, you couldn't keep quiet. And for a moment I thought and that's why I say you're an extrovert. And then you're like, oh, I understand why you say that. I was over talking because I was so excited, but really I don't feel like I am that. And the reason I talked about that way is because it was a new brand idea I was so excited about that idea. And that's why I kept talking. But ordinarily, that's not how I approach life. So, there are like 16 combinations of these letters. That's why it's a lot. 16 combinations of these letters. You can either be ISTJ, ISFJ, INFJ, INFTJ. You can either be ISTP, ISFJ, FT, whatever. There are many. And sometimes it can be so confusing. And some people have done this before and you go like, what was my letter again? And you can't remember your letters. And so that's why it's very important again to revisit this always. And again, it's not that you are now going to be forever that way. That's your start point and you're going to grow and learn as a leader. And if you really want to grow yourself as a leader, as someone who really want to influence, a leader people would want to follow, then you have to consciously learn how to then put into practice your least preferred style, your least preferred behavior. If you are an I, you need to learn how occasionally you can operate in the world of an E. You can't live there because it's not how you're wired, but you need to learn how to operate in this world, in that world. If you're an S, you need to learn how you can operate in the world of an N because you're going to lead some Ns and you need to appreciate where they're coming from. If you are an F, you need to learn how then the T's view life and how they're going to make the decisions. And you need to learn that and appreciate that. And sometimes you might operate like that in some cases. If you are a P, you need to appreciate how the J's view things, how you're going to look at J's, what does it mean, so that then again, you are not locking them out of your space. Because as a leader, everybody, I was telling someone this morning, sometimes you never get a chance to choose who you lead. You never get a chance to choose who you lead. You're appointed a leader and you find yourself working with people who are very different from you. And again, if everybody in your team is thinking like you, then you're all irrelevant. All the others are irrelevant because you need differing opinion. You need different lenses. People will see things different from you. So as you think through this and as you process all this that we've looked at, it's important to try with other assessments also. Look at other assessments that you know of. Go out there and find out. Look at DISC. What does DISC say about personality? Look at Enneagram. Look at the 5 voices. Look at MBTI. Look at all these things that really help you. And even ask questions from your friends so that you can then understand, so this is how I'm different from others. And this is how unique I am. Because if you can appreciate your uniqueness, then you can know how to be able to grow yourself as a leader. Now, as we close up on this MBTI part of our conversations that we've been having, it's important to also understand what then does it mean for me to grow myself? What are the careers that I might thrive well in? What are the situations that I might naturally become good at? If, for example, I'm just going to give this random example. If, for example, you are an ENFJ, If you're an ENFJ, now this means that you're someone who is very future-oriented. You're extroverted. You like the idea of people. You like thinking the future. And so if you give an ENFJ an office, a private office that locks them alone in this office the whole day looking at data, looking at information, reading reports and writing reports, this person will be very stressed. They will always go home very stressed. An ENFJ wants an open office space where there's someone there, there's someone there, there's someone there, there's someone there. They can be working and making stories, or they're working and there's music playing over there, and occasionally they stand up and they go do something, and then they come and sit down and they're working, and occasionally they're receiving a phone call, and occasionally they're... But if you confine this person in a small space, they will not last. So if you have someone in your team who is an ENFJ, create an open space for them where they can see everybody else in their office. They will be happy. If you have an ISTJ, they probably need what an ENFJ doesn't need. They need that space where they can sit alone, quiet, and spend hours and hours alone working on data, working on the detail. They need that. And so if you put them in an office where the door is always being opened and closed, the door is always being opened and closed, someone is coming in asking for water, someone is coming in asking for pin, someone is coming in asking for a pen, they'll be like, this office is distracting me, I can't work here. And you'll probably find slowly they've discovered their own corner where they like to go sit and work from there, because they need that world of silence, focus, and they're just them and what they are doing. Now, those are the differences you need to appreciate. That not everybody, and so when you then give a blanket standard whatever to some people, you realize some of them productivity will be affected. If you put an ISTJ in a very disruptive environment, they will struggle to deliver. Every now and then someone, can I talk to you? They will be like, when am I going to work? Because they actually derive joy in the fact that they have accomplished work. I came in today, I sat down, and I accomplished my assignment. And they can go home happy because they've accomplished their assignment. Different from, let me even give you an example, different from an ENFP. ENFP is very different from ISTJ, because ENFP is gonna be in a space where for them, they were working and all of a sudden, and if they went for a party, they were working, someone came with pizza in the office, everybody, yeah, pizza, they ate the pizza, they sat there, they did stories, and guys, it's 6. And then they go back in their desk and they're trying to look at what they were doing. Like, no, this will be done tomorrow. And they are gone. And they'll come back tomorrow. And if you bring another pizza again tomorrow, yeah, who unto you? They're not like an ISTJ who will come, take a small piece of pizza, and then go back to their desk, which is a bit probably far away, and they sit on their desk and be eating this pizza, and which pizza might grow cold before they finish it. It's cold, and then they lift their head. Hiya, this pizza was still here, and they smell it. It's even cold, and it's gonna mess up with my stomach, and then they throw it away. And that's the dynamics you need to appreciate. So that then, when you're leading your team, then you know how best to lead them. When you're giving an ISTJ assignment, you need to be very clear to them. What do you expect? What's the outcome? And when they go and sit and start crunching it, don't keep interfering with them. Don't keep coming, okay, now I need us to change this. They're like, But why didn't you say that early? I've been here putting this together. Now you're coming telling me we need to change this again. If it is an ENFP, make changes anytime. It's okay. We will get there somehow. Just keep changing it. It's fine. Keep changing it. Because that's the fun in it. That for them, they are dynamic. They're changing with things. And if it's going to add value to people, it's going to bring meaning to the whole big picture of what they're working on, bring it on, bring it on. And so it's very important to understand this because it's going to help you and reduce a lot of drama, frustrations, and all the challenges you're going to face. Now, it doesn't mean that you'll be perfect. It doesn't mean that you will be perfect. What it means is you will then know when you are off. And if you know when you're off, when you've made a mistake, when you've done something inappropriate, when you've said something you're not supposed to say, when you've provided a wrong environment, when you're not delivering, when things are not working well, you can then know, oh, I know where the problem is. Let me see how to address it. There's awareness from your end. I hope this has helped. And you've done samples. If you're like, Gabriel, what you said there, I don't agree with it. Let's talk. Reach out and let's talk. And we can talk more. Now, on the episodes ahead, we're going to look at another of these that I like so much and I've used and I've found helps summarize all these 16 things in memorable self-awareness conversation that we can have. And hopefully that will be easier for you to remember. This might be tough for you to remember the 16 personality types, the 4-letter thing, but hopefully the other one will be easier for you to remember. So stay connected, subscribe if you want to listen to that, if you want to follow us and then be able to listen to the next one that we'll be doing, that will simplify all this. Subscribe and see you next time. Thank you very much and do have a wonderful time. Thank you.